We call today Holy Saturday. Here in these parts they say Shabbat Shalom, day of peace. Sorry, little bird, I disturbed your peace. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed any little change in the quality of the video the last couple of days. A couple of days ago, somebody said that I had the wrong settings for the video. So we changed it. And I'm not sure if you've noticed any difference. Let's say over a week ago. It's only a few days since we changed it, so I'm trying to think what day that was. It was probably on Wednesday or Thursday. What do you do when you meet a family that has suffered a major tragedy, a major disaster? I wonder who was doing this. Maybe a little girl. Interesting with the simplest things of nature, combining things, putting things together. That's what we're all trying to do, make sense of things in life, isn't it? Bringing an order into things. And when you're at a tragedy, at the scene of a tragedy with a family, family members involved, what can you do? How can you make sense of these things? One is lost for words. There's a sympathy for the family, a sharing in that sorrow, which actually is a great blessing for those who suffer because they're not left alone. To be left alone with a major problem is overwhelming, burdening. Too much. But when other people are there, somehow it gives us support. And the other side of the coin, when we're celebrating, if we're alone as well, there's something really missing. But when other people are with us and celebrate with us, then it's a celebration. Human community is worth so much, to be together with others. It's not good for men to be alone. I focused on the wrong bush. I saw something and focused in the wrong place. the aftermath of Good Friday. All the disciples are pretty beaten up, depressed, confused, broken. Where can their thoughts go? The memories they have. All the miracles, all the teachings, their first meeting with him. The buds hadn't blossomed. They were waiting for another time to open up, and then it opened up little by little. And to come to this incredible conclusion of Good Friday, the end of the road. This evening we will have the liturgy of the resurrection tonight. Going through all the readings of salvation history, starting with creation, book of Genesis, full account of that mystery of creation, all the plants and all the animals, and the sea and the sky and the mountains. All right up until the creation of mankind and the Sabbath. And that beautiful Psalm 104, echoing the thoughts of the Spirit hovering over the waters. Lord, send out your Spirit and renew the face of the earth. And then moving on, or another psalm is, the earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. Another option. I have the link in there for you. Just to scroll down through them, it's worth a lot because it helps the mind to wrap around that whole history from the beginning. And then we have Abraham put to the test. Here I am. I turned off the Wi-Fi, but it jumped on again. I'm not sure what triggered that, so I had to disable it again. And then we go to Moses in the Exodus story, crossing the sea into freedom. And then we go to Isaiah, the relationship God wants with his chosen people, a relationship of intimacy, using the image of marriage. Boker Tov. The promises given through the prophets of restoration of all the brokenness in humanity. And we keep moving along. Ezekiel, more and more psalms, like a deer that longs for running water, so my soul longs for you, my God. In the letter to the Romans, and in the Gospel of Matthew of the resurrection, Mary Magdalene, the other Mary, coming to see the tomb. For those of you who don't live or ever have been here, there's a special bread called matzah bread, the unleavened bread that's typical of this whole week of Passover for the Jewish people. They also celebrate 8 days of Passover like we do. Where do we get it? Obviously from that tradition. But this whole time of Holy Saturday before we get to the resurrection ceremony is a very special time. A time of quiet, a time of being with the family, so to say. A day also when the church turns her eyes toward Mary, the mother who has been so faithful, suffering like so many mothers in history, true to her son, like all mothers usually are, in a very unique and powerful way. One of the thoughts that was in my mind this morning was the teaching that we have that salvation has come through the cross. And what that means for the world, for all those who are suffering. And what that means for all those who are inflicting suffering on others. Moments of power, of control, of violence, they don't have the final victory. The strengthening of hope, something new is being born. The path of humility in family conflict, not the path of violence. And that is good for the family, like we just saw, a couple with their little child, with their children, and for the human family at every level. The path of violence is a loser's path. The path of humility and service, kindness, goodness. We have to review a lot of our motives of pride. What makes us great? Path of fidelity, finishing a mission. It is accomplished. Father, forgive them. To be true followers of this extraordinary example of love, this extraordinary self-giving. The refusal to take up violence against the violent. Prayer for our world. The path of humility. The way to deal with evil. And maybe there's a lot more at work in the little moments we live through, the moments of suffering, the moments of trial. There's another big level happening that's way, way above my dimensions and the dimensions of those relating to me. A great investment to teach a child patience by being patient. Self-control in front of aggressive people. There's lots to ponder today, people. You may have a very different way, a different approach, a different thought. Go ahead, enjoy it, spend time pondering great things, because this event divides world history before and after. If salvation came this way, then not all of our frustrations are in vain. They can be loaded with new life. God bless you. See you later, alligators.